Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Your friendly neighborhood attorney representing some of the most well-known voices in fitness, social media, and apparently today, restaurant etiquette. So today we're going to dive into a case that involves carbs, camera angles, and a cease and desist from a real housewife who refuses to take accountability. All right, for those of you unfamiliar, my client Joey Swoll has built a massive platform on one simple premise: calling out bad behavior in the fitness world and elsewhere and holding people accountable. Whether it's someone secretly filming gym goers for a few cheap likes or mocking a stranger mid-squat, Joey reposts the clip, critiques the behavior, and ends it with a call to action. Be better, do better. Simple, right? Apparently not for everybody. All right, so let's take a look at the video that started it all.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, Amanda, you will like that one.
Gorgeous. Do I look like
Oh, that's a nice one.
Is that where we live? That's here.
Enter Ann Kaplan, real housewife, influencer, and apparently gluten's sworn enemy. She posts this video of herself at a restaurant, filmed and uploaded it to her own page, where a friendly waiter offers her bread. Her response: "Does it look like I eat bread?" delivered with all the warmth. So Joey, doing what Joey does, reposted it with some honest commentary. He pointed out how unnecessarily rude this was, especially to a service worker just doing their job. He didn't curse, he didn't threaten, he simply asked her to be better.
Yes, of course.
Oh yeah, Amanda, you will like that one.
Gorgeous. Do I look like
Oh, that's a nice one.
Is that where we live? That's here.
Do I look like I eat carbs? No. You look like someone that's arrogant and a narcissist that doesn't know how to act like an adult in a restaurant. But I believe what you meant to say to that man who's just trying to do his job is no thank you. And you know what they say? You can tell a lot about somebody by the way they treat the waitstaff in a restaurant. But from the looks of this video, I don't know if it's because you have money or you were on TV, but you think you're better than people. You're not. And for you to take a video of that man, to post it online, to try to shame and embarrass him, and all for what? Some likes and attention on social media? Seriously? You don't know better than to treat people that way? Learn how to respect people, including the wait staff at restaurants. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Now, what would a rational person do here? Maybe reflect, maybe apologize, maybe even delete the video. But no, Ann Kaplan escalated and brought in a London law firm to send Joey a cease and desist letter. According to them, this was all a skit, satire, a self-parody, allegedly filmed over multiple takes with the waiter fully aware in on the act. Let's read their laughable justification together, guys. We are instructed by our client further to two of your social media posts: on TikTok under your username @TheJoeySwoll and on Instagram under your username @JoeySwoll. The post reposts our client's own Instagram and TikTok video, since deleted, of her at a restaurant in Cannes. As would be apparent to our client's followers, but admittedly, perhaps not to those who are not familiar with our client's content, our client's video was staged and intended to be satirical and self-parody, i.e. this was not an off-the-cuff spontaneous interaction. It was shot over multiple takes. The waiter, who we are not naming because there's no need for him to be named, played himself, serving a slice of pizza in the video. He and our client shared a laugh afterwards, and he knew it was filmed and for her social media, as did all the persons at the table. The posts, referring to Joey's posts, accuse our client of being arrogant and a narcissist, and of attempting to shame and embarrass the waiter for the sake of social media engagement. That is untrue. Our client films humorous skits for social media. Not every joke lands or will be recognized as a joke by those unfamiliar with her content, but there was no arrogance, narcissism, or attempt to shame or embarrass the waiter in our client's video. Our client does, of course, appreciate that you published the post in good faith and assumes you are unfamiliar with her previous content, in which she regularly produces similar skits that are not plainly serious. Since your post, a significant minority of your followers have begun harassing and abusing our client under the mistaken impression that what you have said about her is true. This has included sending our client threatening, abusive, and derogatory messages, contacting our client's friends and telling them that they should be ashamed of themselves for associating with her, posting abusive messages under our client's social media content to such an extent that she has had to disable comments across all of her social media platforms, and leaving false and defamatory reviews of our client's business, notwithstanding that they have never even been a customer of the business. The extreme amount of abuse and harassment our client has received has had a significant impact on her mental health. There has been a call to arms from some of your followers to attempt to ruin our client's career. No doubt you did not intend this consequence and do not condone this behavior, particularly where, as in this case, there has been a misunderstanding about our client's video. So now here's my favorite part, guys. Our client requests your assistance in bringing this conduct to an end. She would be most grateful if you could delete the posts and any other similar post on other social media channels and post an update video explaining A, that you have been notified and accept that the video was satirical, and B, you do not condone the trolling our client is suffering. We understand that you are under no obligation to do this, but as someone who is clearly a responsible social media influencer, we hope that that is not too much to ask. Your assistance with this matter is greatly appreciated. All right, guys, now as Joey's attorney, I had the distinct pleasure of responding to that letter. And it went something like this. I represent Mr. Joseph, better known to millions as Joey Swoll, a respected advocate for decency, accountability, and common sense in the fitness and social media space. This letter is in response to your client Ann Kaplan's cease and desist, a documented so steeped in self-importance and theatrical victimhood that I half expected it to be printed on satin and accompanied by a faint violin. Now let's review what actually happened, shall we? Your client voluntarily posted a video of herself at a restaurant mocking a waiter by curtly quipping, "Does it look like I eat carbs?" A moment as rude as it was unnecessary. Joey Swoll, doing what he is known for, simply reposted and critiqued this behavior. This is called commentary. It is protected speech. It's called accountability, and it's about time your client met it. Now, your letter claims that the video was staged, meant as a self-parody, and that the waiter played himself. You further allege that Mr. Sergo's repost led to your client receiving backlash from the public. Here's the thing. When someone broadcasts bad behavior on the internet, they do not get to choose how the public reacts. That's not incitement, that's consequence. Your client didn't get dragged because of Joey Swoll. She got dragged because she thought mocking a working class waiter over bread was funny. Turns out the internet disagrees. If your client is truly receiving abusive messages, that's unfortunate, and we condemn harassment in any form. However, assigning liability for the internet's opinion to my client when all he did was repost her own video with fair, accurate criticism is as legally flimsy as it is intellectually dishonest. In your letter, you request that Mr. Sergo delete his posts, publish a video acknowledging that he was wrong, and disavow the internet's reaction to your client's own video. Let me respond on his behalf. No. Absolutely not. And please see A and B. My client has the right to speak, to call out performative cruelty masquerading as satire, and to do so without being threatened by performative cease and desist letters masquerading as legal authority. If your client is genuinely concerned about her reputation, I would strongly advise against trying to scrub fair criticism with weak legal threats. That strategy has never worked and in fact always backfires. Should you or your client wish to escalate this into litigation, we welcome the opportunity. We are fully prepared to bring a Rule 11 motion for sanctions for any frivolous filing and will absolutely counterclaim for abuse of process if necessary. In the meantime, I strongly recommend that your client reflect on the real lesson here. If you don't want to be held accountable online, maybe don't film yourself belittling service workers for internet clout. So I'm guessing you could probably guess they didn't love my response. And after all this legal back and forth, did Ann Kaplan reflect and take some personal responsibility? Of course not. Instead, she posted a follow-up where she doubled down, claiming the whole thing was a joke, the waiter was in on it, and this was just one big misunderstanding. Let's take a look at her response now. Her response reads, regarding Joey Swoll's social media post, my video was entirely staged and intended to be satirical and a self-parody shot over a number of takes. The waiter played himself, serving a slice of pizza in the video, and we shared a laugh afterwards. He knew it was filmed for my social media, as did all the persons at my table. Joey Swoll took my reel and, devoid of context and without realizing that it was meant to be a joke, added commentary that accused me of being arrogant and a narcissist, and of attempting to shame and embarrass the waiter for the sake of social media engagement. That is completely untrue. I film humorous skits for social media. Not every joke lands or will be recognized as a joke by those unfamiliar with my content, but there was no arrogance, narcissism, or risk of shaming or embarrassing the waiter in my video, as he was part of the skit. I would never behave in that way. Those who follow me know that I do only limited carbs, and that and that I have many allergies and intolerances, and that joking about carbs is a feature of my social media content, because apparently being rude is okay as long as you're gluten-free, guys. The social media reaction to Joey's posts have been frankly very scary. The backlash from people unaware that this was a joke has included threats to me, my family, and my business is an important lesson in the dangers of social media. All right, guys, so what have we learned here today? If you don't want to be held accountable for your rude behavior on camera, maybe don't film yourself belittling service workers for internet clout. And to any other influencers out there thinking of sending a cease and desist because someone reposted your own words and actions, maybe have a snack first. Side note, guys, a lot of you have asked what it's like behind the scenes representing some of these people that I represent, especially within the influencer sphere. So I decided I'm going to start something new. Every week or two, I'll be posting members-only videos breaking down some of the real legal threats, complaints, and cease and desist madness I deal with on their behalf. We're talking up to 15 or 20 legal dust-ups a month easy. So if you're into the legal side of influencer drama or just curious how this stuff really plays out, check out the membership option. No pressure at all. Just there if you want more of the unfiltered behind the scenes stuff. Links in the bio. Thanks again, guys.